Good afternoon. I was almost going to say good morning. Isn't that pathetic? That's what I'm used to now, is being up so early.
I would say, how is this a job, like 6 to 8? I mean, if they offered me an opportunity, I don't think I could do it. It's just way too early for me. My life is too structured right now. I don't get it. I don't get to work till like 11:30 in the afternoon. Your day is over and done with.
Oh, my gosh. My day is over by 11:30. So I've actually been on the overnight shift for almost 8 years now. I did traffic and fill-in sports at NBC 10 in Philly, and so I was on the morning show, which started at 4 a.m., so 6 a.m. is a treat.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, I see the replay, so to me it's like you guys are doing something normal. It seems like it's all kind of happening in the moment at that time, until I saw you in Avalon today and saw these beautiful sunrises and everything. It looks like you're having a good time down there.
You know what? It's so much fun. So this is our first week. We're doing this every Friday.
Yeah.
It's called Bob at the Beach, and Bob is, short for Breakfast on Broad. And, we're going to a different shore town every week. We were in Avalon this morning, and we're checking out some of the local restaurants, talking to some of the locals, seeing what they think about Philly sports. And next week we're going to be in Atlantic City. So, it's a ton of fun. And funny thing is, nowadays everyone's like obsessed with technology. When we were doing our live shots, people were actually watching the live stream on breakfastonbroad.com. I'm like, guys, you're distracting me. Stop.
I did like the feature today at the place you were at in Avalon that had the stupid questions. I thought that was pretty funny.
Wasn't that hilarious? So we were at Fish and Pier Grill, and this is something they started where they have this board, and it's basically like stupid questions that they get. It's a joke, but it's hilarious. And it's like, are you going to tell me when my table's ready? No, we're not. We're going to make you sit here and wait. Like, just really funny stuff that they had.
Well, Jillian, one of the things, too, you just mentioned you're talking to a lot of the people about what's going on in sports, and it seems like this has been a pretty awful time. So you come into the sports world now at, like, the worst time possible. I guess, with the Phillies being, maybe the worst team in baseball right now, the Sixers, who have been horrible for the last 2 years, the Flyers don't make the playoffs. I'm assuming that the Eagles is basically the center of the universe for you guys. And now the next 6 weeks, we have no Eagles.
Well, right. But so I'm on the boardwalk in Ocean City, if you can hear the seagulls, by the way. So, I like to argue that point because I think it's a great time to get involved in the sports world because here's the deal. Sixers are rebuilding, okay? We can all see what they're trying to do with Nerlens Noel and with, depending on what his foot status is, Joel Embiid and whoever they take in the draft. So we can see that rebuild happening, which is exciting. I think a lot of sports fans in the area, they've been appreciative of the honesty and what they're seeing with the Sixers. So that's one thing. On the other hand, you have the Phillies. It's kind of like when there's a disaster, people like to watch it. I think that because they're so bad right now, people actually, there's things for us to talk about, believe it or not. So it's giving us content. It's giving us things to talk about. And, Thursday we were at the game, the four of us, and they won. And it was awesome. We got to see Papelbon, have a save for the first time in, however many games. So there's bright spots that we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to seeing Aaron Nola, hopefully at some point this season, J.P. Crawford. I'd like to see more from the Phillies as far as openness with the rebuild process.
Yes.
But for now, we're seeing bits and pieces of it, so I'm cool with that.
So you grew up in the area and you're like a Philly sports fan. How was, when they approached you for this had to be something that was like a no-brainer, or was it something you had to really go back and forth on because obviously you made a pretty big career change?
Yeah, no, it was really a no-brainer. I got my start in this business at Comcast Sportsnet in Philly, which is actually, my career has now gone completely full circle, which is strange. When I was in college, I needed an internship. I went to LaSalle University, and I was at a Flyers game with my dad, my brother, and my best friend. And I saw Sean Murphy, who worked at Sportsnet at the time, doing arena hosting. And I was like, let me go talk to him, introduce myself to him, see if I can get an internship. That would be cool. And so a week later, I had an internship at Sportsnet. That turned into 2 internships, and then lo and behold, 10 years later, here I am back with a full-time job. So it's pretty awesome, if you ask me.
Yeah, and it's cool to have something live and local, 6 to 8, the Comcast Network, Breakfast on Broad. Jillian Mele, she's one of the hosts. And, of course, they're down in Avalon today. You said you'll be in Atlantic City. You guys are going to be down here, every Friday for the summer?
For the summer, yeah. Every Friday we'll be at Gilchrist Restaurant in Atlantic City next Friday from 6 to 8 a.m. And you come down, join us, talk to us. We love getting out and meeting the people because that's what it's really all about. Everybody in this area has an opinion on sports, and all 4 teams right now, so that's what we like to hear.
Well, I know that one sport that's going on now is the U.S. Open, and it seems like you are getting into golf. And I know Pete Thompson, who was producing with you today, he kind of hooked this up for us. I'm going to learn how, because I'm horrible too. So Monday we're doing our show.
Are you telling me I'm horrible?
No, well, I'm horrible too, meaning like Pete and I are both horrible, and we and him are getting lessons to get. I don't know. I haven't seen your swing looked pretty good this morning though, actually. But we are getting lessons on Monday. We're doing the show live at a golf course in the area at Heritage Links, and we're going to go play. And they're giving me lessons and everything. So I'm enjoying the fact that you two are picking up the golf game.
Yeah, I started golf in March. My dad got me into it, and I have just literally since day one, a couple months ago, loved it.
Are you playing a lot?
I was doing really well. I'm taking lessons once a week back in Montgomery County in PA, and I'm loving that. But here's the thing: I was at an outing on Monday, and I hit a window of a house. So I was told that that's my initiation, and welcome to golf.
Well, it's not easy. I've done things that are similar. In fact, if you're watching Tiger at all, his game is very close to what mine looks like. My club goes flying up over my head. I've had all sorts of problems, but we're looking forward to it. So somebody had heard me on the radio talking about how bad my game is and offered to give me some free golf lessons on Monday. So
really?
So we have like 10 listeners coming down. They're going to teach them all how to play golf with us, and then we're going to play a round. So I'm looking forward to that.
We should go play sometime because, what's better than a bunch of inexperienced bad golfers playing together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're down on these Fridays, I live, in fact, you said you're at the Gilchrist. I live like 5 minutes from there. So any one of these Fridays we can get a round in, you'll be up. I'll try to get myself up. How about 8 a.m. is a little early.
Here's the challenge. Why don't you come by next Friday, stop by 6 to 8, and visit us?
Yeah, Gilchrist is over there in Atlantic City. I'll do that in the inlet there. So that's not a problem.
You're like, yeah, I'll do that in my dreams while I'm sleeping. Awesome.
I can get actually Friday mornings. I do a radio hit at 7 a.m. So I do get up early for that. The one day a week I have to get up early, but
perfect.
I will do the job. I will try to get myself up and over, and maybe we can even get a round of golf in later on in the day.
Sounds good.
Well, we are enjoying the show. Barrett got his start with us here. Here's Barrett just coming out and asked me to do a couple radio spots, and he's, here he is now. Everybody's leaving me, and they're all going to Philly on me.
You know what? Can I tell you something about Barrett? He is the most awesome person, honestly, in the world. He is so funny. He's so down to earth. He is just an amazing coworker. Same thing with Rob and Sarah. The four of us just have a great time, and I feel like Barrett's one of those guys who knows everybody. So I'm not surprised to hear you talking about Barrett like this because you turn a corner, Barrett knows that person. Another corner, Barrett knows that person.
Well, he was at my birthday party in January, and he had his Super Bowl ring on. And my father, who's really low-key, very quiet guy, he walks up to Barrett, and he said, "Do you mind if I take a picture with your ring?" And then my dad grabbed me and said, "He's not going to beat my ass, is he?" He was so nervous because everybody kept asking him for the ring, and I don't know, does he wear the ring on the set a lot? I don't see him wear it that much.
No, he doesn't wear it all the time. He wears it a couple of times, but he brought it out for us to show us at the beginning, like when the four of us were first getting together back in March. And it's cool. He's a humble guy, and he's so friendly, and it's not surprising that he's not wearing it every day. But I will tell you something about Barrett. I don't know if you noticed this. He changes his watches up every day to match his outfit.
No, I did not know that.
For saying this. He's going to kill me for saying this.
Barrett changes his watch every day to match his outfit. The boss lady probably picks it out for him.
The boss lady. I love her. Isn't she the best?
She's great. Well, Jillian, we're enjoying seeing you guys live in the morning, and very cool that you guys are down here for the summer. So it was cool to have you on here and have a chance to meet you. And hopefully on Friday, I'll see you over there at the Gilchrist.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.